If you dread the holidays because all of the sweet treats and tempting foods, then you are not alone. There's this anxious energy from feeling like we can't trust ourselves around all the food. It's hard to stick to the food rules when there's delicious food everywhere. And it's even harder to resist when the foods that you think you shouldn't have are there for a limited time only, or they're seasonal. There's an urgency to get it now while you can, and a fear of missing out. So with all of that, I've got 2 surprising reasons why you can be grateful for your binge this holiday season. Binge eating gets a bad rep as a shameful lack of self-control. That's what I thought it was for me whenever I binged, until I learned what binging really is. In our diet culture that praises restriction, the binge is seen as the problem. But to see the truth, we actually have to go a step back. Binging isn't a shameful lack of self-control. It's a predictable physiological reaction to restriction. We restrict, we binge. They go together. They go hand in hand, and it's really rare to see one without the other. Whether it's mental restriction, where we just think we shouldn't eat something, or it's actually physical restriction, it registers the same in our body and it triggers a binge at some point. So the first reason that we could be grateful for our binge this holiday season is because we can recognize that it's how God created our bodies to take care of us. Our body kicks into high gear to get us to eat what's been lacking, to get us to eat the calories that we've been denying ourselves, and to eat the carbs that our body needs to function, and to eat the sugar that acts as the immediate energy source that we so desperately need when we're in an energy deficient state of survival. Diet culture doesn't phrase it that way. We tend to think that we're overeating and that we don't need any of that stuff, that we can have minimal calories, that we don't need any carbs, and that we need to stay away from sugar. But God actually designed our body to function on carbs and sugar. The second reason that you can be grateful for your binge this holiday season is that your binge can give you insight into the foods that you're afraid of. A lot of the times, the foods that we binge on are the foods that we think are bad or that we don't trust ourselves with. Or we binge on approved substitutes, all the while dreaming about the food that we wish we could have that we're too afraid to let ourselves eat. And we might not even realize how afraid of them we actually are, or how afraid of ourselves we are around it. Why is this something to be grateful for? Because once we acknowledge the foods that we're afraid of, we can begin to make peace with them. Can you imagine feeling relaxed and in control around that pie, or the ice cream, or the stuffing, or the Starbucks cranberry bliss bar, or whatever that food is for you? Can you imagine looking forward to it and getting excited about it, and then eating it around other people and happily, slowly savoring it? And then when you're done, feeling content and at peace, or going back for seconds and enjoying that peace too. No shame, no guilt, no regret, no obsessing over what you ate, or planning ahead about how you're gonna work it off. You could just be present with the people around you and enjoy the moment. I remember a time when I wouldn't have been able to imagine that. And now that's my reality. Every day, holidays. Now I have a relaxed, peaceful relationship with food, and so could you. It's called intuitive eating. So that's 2 reasons why you can be grateful for your binge this holiday season. First, because it can remind you how God created your body to take care of you whenever there's restriction. And second, to highlight for you the foods that you might be afraid of so that you could start to imagine what it would be like to make peace with that food. I'm Demara, Christian intuitive eating coach, and that's 2 reasons why you can be grateful for your binge this holiday season.